Hello spooky babes, welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna lie to you, this started out as a weekly reading vlog just because I've really been enjoying doing weekly reading vlogs and I ended up having a really bad week. So it's now Friday. I saw that Sid from Sid Bookworm is doing her Patreon 48-hour readathon and I decided that I wanted to try to challenge myself to do a 24 and 48. I'm not very good at readathons, like especially 48-hour or 24-hour readathons. I'm not the best at them, but they really motivate me. So I'm gonna time myself and see if I can do the 24 and 48 hours. And I don't have like a strict TBR going on right now. The only thing I really want to read is Pumpkinheads. It's set in a pumpkin patch. It's like on Halloween. It is so cute. It's one of those things that I reread almost every fall to get me in the fall mood. I just haven't really been in the fall mood. Like I decorated and I thought that that would, you know, propel me into the spooky season and it just hasn't. Like I'm just not having that type of season. But I am really enjoying the content. I'm enjoying the cozy vibes. So that's what counts, I guess. And then yesterday, which was Thursday, Jared took me to the bookstore to make up for my really awful day. And we ended up getting Threads of Power. So I'm potentially going to start that. I don't know if I'm really in the mood for it, but I'm gonna try because I do need to read it this month. And I'm pretty excited about it. I just reread the trilogy, so I would love to dive back into this world. But before Pumpkinheads, you know what time it is. It's Friday, it's time to clean. So we're gonna clean the house and then we're gonna sit down and read Pumpkinheads.
$1 and champagne for the trouble. It's a t-shirt in the backseat of your car. Head down just like your father taught you. Stick around when the walls start to fall. Good God, does anybody notice you sat at the table and you listened to her scream? I know we've had a few too many. I'm not sure what to believe. Beauty queens and rock and rollers, crystal glasses, Coca-Cola. Nice to meet you, nice to know you. Better have listened to all that they told you.
I finished Pumpkinheads and this was truly the remedy that I needed. You know when you read something and it just totally changes your mood? This made me feel so good. It made me feel so cozy. It put me in that fall mood. I lit my fall candles. I'm feeling really good. I think I'm gonna go get a sweater because it's actually really nice and I have all my windows open and you're probably gonna be able to hear a lot of background noise. I didn't really think that through. Anyway, this is so sweet. This is set in a corn maze and the two characters on the front, Josie and Deja, they are besties and it's their last day at the patch, but it's also their last time ever working at the pumpkin patch because they are going off to college. And Deja decides that Josie needs to go on this grand adventure to tell this girl from the fudge shop named Marcy that he has a crush on her. And so they spend the whole time looking for Marcy because she's supposed to be at the fudge shop, but it's one of the busiest days of the year. It's October 31st and the pumpkin patch is slammed. So they have sent Marcy all over the place to fill in where she is needed. So Deja and Josie get to go on this adventure to try to find her and you get to see different parts of the pumpkin patch and you get to see their friendship and them talking about their memories at the pumpkin patch for the last 3 years and them kind of being scared that once they go off to college that they will lose their friendship and how they'll never have these moments again, that this is all gonna change. I really love this graphic novel. I especially love the ending, but I think what really sucks me in the most is that it just feels so autumnal and I grew up with fall being all about
pumpkin patches and corn mazes. I pretty much lived around farms. And so we had a million pumpkin patches and huge corn mazes. And so a huge part of me growing up and the fall coming around was going to pumpkin patches and corn mazes and doing all of those fall activities. And so I think that this brings me a lot of nostalgia and joy. And that's why I like the fall season in general. I was just talking to Jared about this yesterday, about why I love fall so much. And it's because it truly is, in my memories, the best times of my childhood and my youth with my family. I just remember the fall season and Halloween, especially like leading up to Halloween, being the most cozy and fun that I had as a child. Like I have the best memories in the fall and during Halloween. I think it's because my whole family really loves Halloween and the spooky season. So it's just very nostalgic for me. It makes me feel all the warm and cozy feeling. So I'm so glad that I picked this one up. But now I'm doing reading sprints with my patrons and I'm gonna start Threads of Power for sure. Good morning. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel horrible today. Like I feel like I'm getting a cold, but I can't complain because I genuinely haven't had a cold in 3 years. It could just potentially be stress. I've been really stressed out for the last couple of weeks, so maybe that's what it is. I don't really know, but all I know is I'm not feeling that great. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really feel like reading a fantasy right now. I mean, at least the one that I have lined up, which is the V.E. Schwab Fragile Threads of Power. I don't feel like reading that right now. I don't feel like reading that at this exact moment. So I'm gonna make myself a matcha as big as my face, and I'm gonna listen to a few chapters of some books that I'm kind of in the mood for. I'm sort of wanting a spooky vibe, or at least like a very witchy autumnal vibe. So I have a few in mind. We'll see what I come up with.
Train ride just to see you, ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
So I'm still feeling like garbage. I definitely think I'm getting a cold. I was trying to nap earlier. I've said it before, I love Heart of Dixie, so I just like comfort watch it, especially in the fall. It's like my new Gilmore Girls for whatever reason. But while I was watching Heart of Dixie, I was like, oh, I could take a little nap right now. And Goose decided that he was gonna play with his mouse on top of me and squeeze himself behind these cushions. And I was like, never mind, I guess I'll read. So I started The Witch of Wild Things, and it's really giving me all the vibes that I was looking for. It has like practical magic vibes. Funny enough, it has Gilmore Girls vibes, just in the way that they talk to each other, like the sarcasm and the quick-wittedness. And all of the women have some sort of power. So our main character, Sage, she has basically a nature-based magic. So she is really one with the earth, one with nature, one with plants. And so she does a lot of work with plants specifically. But Sage, she had moved away for a time and has to move back for what seems like getting into an affair with a man, but we don't know the full story of that yet. But she's back in the small town of Cranberry, and Cranberry is where her family lives, and she has a strained relationship with her family, but specifically her older sister. And it seems that her younger sister died, and she believes that it was her fault. So now she's back in Cranberry trying to get her life together and kind of trying to repair the relationship with her sister, and it's not going well. But there is a lot of heavier topics too. There is like a lightheartedness to this, but there's also a lot of heavier topics because it seems like we might have a domestic abuse situation. But a really cool part of this book that I'm loving, and it says it on the synopsis, it says, legend has it that long ago, a Flores woman offended the old gods, and now the family's daughters are cursed with a touch of magic. So there's gods, there's ghosts, there's magic, small town. There's also what seems to be a long lost love situation or a missed connection, whatever you want to call it. I want to call it a long lost love because that's very romantic. But yes, Sage was in love with this man named Tennessee, or I guess they were in high school when they were in love, who she starts chatting to on AOL Messenger. Which I love so much. But when she's in high school chatting to him, she actually doesn't tell him her identity, but she knows his identity. And yes, that makes me uncomfortable. But I guess because it's not what the story is about, like that's their past situation, and now they're kind of meeting again in different circumstances, it does make me uncomfortable. But we don't really know what happened between them. We don't know if she ever revealed her identity. It's seeming like she never did. Anyway, it still makes me uncomfortable, but not as much as in Divine Rivals, which I'm not gonna even get into. Okay, anyway, I'm really enjoying this. I'm glad that I picked it up. It's giving me the vibes that I want. It definitely fits so well with Pumpkinheads because this has a lot of fall vibes for me as well. Hello, good morning. It is another gloomy day, but it's also Sunday, so I needed to run some errands because I needed some skincare stuff. And you know, when you're in Target, you just kind of get things. So I'm going to show you a Target haul. First off, this tote bag. I love it. When I saw it, I had to have her. Toiletry wise, I got some deodorant. That's just simply what I got. I got the Natrium, the Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Wash, oil to gel formula that intensely nourishes. I really love this brand, the Natrium brand, and I've been wanting to try this body wash and I needed a new body wash, so I got that one. I really love the scent of this Cashmere Vanilla Smooth and Comfort Hair, Body, and Linen Mist by Being Fresh. This is the Ashley Tisdale line. I don't know, I just really love it. It's nothing special. I especially like this for work because I do work with a lot of people who are sensitive to scents, and I'm also also very sensitive to scents. They give me headaches really easily. So this is just a nice one. Skincare wise, again, you won't be surprised because I have talked about this in another video. I do really like the Naturium skincare line. I've always really liked this line. It's reasonably priced. I love skincare, but I also really like affordable stuff because skincare can be really expensive, and sometimes it's really expensive and it doesn't do anything. In my holy grail of what I use every single day, I use hyaluronic acid, retinol, and vitamin C. So that is what I got. Vitamin C, retinol, hyaluronic acid. I use the vitamin C during the day, and I use the retinol and hyaluronic acid at night. Okay, and then it wouldn't be Jared and I if we didn't get a few things for Halloween. So we found an advent calendar, a Halloween advent calendar. But it has this little ghost, and you put the little ghost in the pockets to show which day you're on, but you can also fill it with treats. It is so cute. Look at these little pumpkins. Look at these little pumpkins. Yeah, if you know me, you know I love ghosts and haunted houses. There's also a witch right there and some bats. It's freaking bats. So yeah, we had to have it. So it's counting down the days till Halloween. Today's the perfect day for that because it's October 1st, which the season's going by really fast, and I haven't fully been in the holy spirit of Halloween, you know? So I'm trying to get myself into the spirit, but I don't know if it's gonna happen this year. I also got Jared some cat pumpkin socks because I had to. And then we found these at the grocery store, which I've seen versions of these everywhere. I don't know if these are gonna be like high quality or not, but it's just a fun time. So we found the paper bats. They're kind of like 3D-ish. That's what the picture looks like. So I'm hoping that they're 3D, but like I said, it's just fun. It's for fun. I don't know what it is about when I film, but as soon as I press play on this camera, Goose decides it's playtime. Say hey to everyone. Say, hey, I'm a menace. Dennis the Menace. Yesterday was a rough reading day. I was not in the mood to read, and I wasn't really feeling that well. Today I'm feeling a lot better. Despite not being in a reading mood, I did finish Witch of Wild Things, and I really enjoyed this. I'm giving it a 4 stars. This for sure gave me the same vibes that I was looking for in pumpkin heads and like those witchy fall vibes that I really wanted. Like I said before, it definitely gives off that practical magic vibe, but it also sort of has that Gilmore Girls vibe in terms of the small town, everybody knowing everyone, and the really witty banter, just all that small town goodness that I really love. This was much darker than I anticipated, so there are some pretty dark topics in here. I would look up trigger warnings. I'll leave the link down below if I can find all of the trigger warnings, but there's definitely death of family members, there's cheating, there's domestic abuse. Much of it isn't on page, but it's alluded to and it's talked about at length. But I really like the way a lot of the topics were talked about, but it also just the vibes and the writing really, really worked for me. I think it was setting up for more in this series with different characters, and I'm definitely gonna pick those up. I will be picking them up. So I finished that early evening, and then I had dinner and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to read, and nothing was really standing out to me. And then my hold for Shady Hollow came in, and I'm reading Shady Hollow. So this is like a cozy mystery, but all of the characters are woodland creatures. And so far, I'm really, really loving the vibes of this. There's been a murder, and one of our main characters, Vera Vixen, is on the case. She's a news reporter, and she's kind of investigating and interviewing people about this death, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very cute, also has small town vibes, also giving fall vibes, weirdly enough. I guess like woodland creatures kind of give that vibe generally. If by some miracle I'm able to get through this today, which I mean, it is pretty short. It's only a little over 200 pages, so if I get through this today, which I have a likelihood of, I don't think it'll happen, but I have a likelihood of it happening. Cackle by Rachel Harrison, I think that's her name, also came in from the library last night, so I think I kind of want to read that one. It's another witchy sort of fall vibey book. So the amount of hours I've read so far, it's pitiful. It's really pitiful. I've read for 9 hours and 4 minutes, so I have some work to do.
Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move.
Hello. It is so nice out today. Like wearing this sweater outside.
a pleasure. And you know, I got to wear it inside because it's always freezing inside the library. Anyway, I did not have enough time to update you this morning, but I did actually finish Shady Hollow last night. I think I'm gonna end up giving it a 3.5 stars. There were certain things that threw me off about this story. One, namely being the panda. I felt like the panda felt very stereotypical and it rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm not sure if I'm reading into it or if other people felt this way as well, but the panda just felt very stereotypical. So I didn't feel too great about that, but I did really enjoy the writing. I enjoyed all of the other characters in here a lot. I felt like it was really fun. It was very cozy. The town was really cozy. There were some aspects to this town and these characters where I wish there were more nuance or more like descriptions about it, but I do think that because this is a series, we'll probably get more nuance and more descriptors later. I definitely want to try another book in this series because I really loved the writing. I was very much sucked into the murder mystery aspect of it. I love a good murder mystery. I seem to not like thrillers as much as I like murder mystery books. And I really am starting to think that maybe cozy mysteries are the way to go for me. Because I had so much fun trying to figure out who done it, and I did figure it out. I think it was fairly easy. I also think that with cozy mysteries, maybe it's meant to be a little easier. It's not supposed to be like twisty and turny, but this was a lot darker than I anticipated for a cozy mystery, especially with woodland creatures. But it does actually say in the beginning, there's like a author's note that even though it's a tale of woodland creatures, it does have murder and contemporary issues, which I do think is accurate. So I had a good time, or if it remains the same, I don't really know. I forgot to stop my timer. So I can for certain tell you that 7 of these hours are not accurate. Therefore, I did manage to read for 18 hours this weekend. I ended up finishing 3 books, which is more than I thought was gonna happen based on my reading mood and just my general overall mood and feelings this weekend. I did manage to start Cackle. I got like maybe 30 or 40 minutes into the audiobook, and I'm not even gonna talk about it in this vlog. I'm just gonna take it into the next weekly vlog. Thank you so much for spending this cozy weekend with me. I hope that it was a fun time. If you've made it this far and you have nothing else to say, feel free to leave some fall or witchy emojis down below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, friends.